Yeah, so today we have Christian who will be sharing how you can receive sales referrals like Rainfall. Christian is an international class sales motivator and has. Thank you. Over to you, Christian. Thank you.
Thanks, Joycelyn. That sounds like the exact introduction you did the last round. I think I need to. Okay, so today's topic is on referability factor. How much more business can you get receiving referrals? Great, but I want to share with you why I even invented this topic called the referability factor. Can you see this entire book that I wrote? So when I started off as a salesperson, joining then my fiance, who is now my wife, in a printing company, and she's really good at doing cold calls, and perhaps with a little girl's voice, people are more receptive. So on the first day when I joined her, she said, "Okay, call these bunch of people." And when I called them, after 5 calls, I felt so demoralized I've never felt before, because all 5 calls I call, I get 5 rejection, and I was so depressed. I said, "Hey, some of them even shouted at me." And she said, "If you do not know how to do cold calls, then how are you going to survive in sales?" Then I said, "Okay, I'll give chance. Can you do this first day? Can you just go and do some calls for me and set me up the appointments? And then later on, maybe I'll pick up that skill," which I never picked up that skill. So she gave me about 3 leads. And from that 3 leads, after I met the customers actually liked me in person. I'm just not successful doing cold calls. So they like me in person. And from there, I asked them to refer new clients to me, and they did. And from that 3 to 4 clients, it expanded all the way in my 10 to 12 years career as a printing entrepreneur. Okay, so we're going to talk about what the referability factor is. And it's a very powerful it's a very, very, very powerful tool. Okay, so let me give you an example. For me as a speaker, if I speak today night, right now we have 96 of you here. Okay, 96. All I need is 3 of you who said, "Oh, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. I am going to tell my friend, my spouse, my auntie, uncle, whoever about Christian Chua." If only 3 of you did that for me, and I got a job next year because of your referral, because of your recommendation. If 3 of you did that, I have 3 more jobs. Do you know my business expand at an exponential pace, blistering pace of 3 times? Okay, so if I have 10 jobs on the first year, and out of this audience, 3 recommend me, next year I will have 30 jobs. And then the following year, I will have 90 jobs. And that's exactly what happened until my calendar was so full, I was practically doing 3 speeches a day. Okay, so that is how powerful it is. If among 96 of you, all I need to impress is not 50%. I only need to impress, in my case, 3 to 4%. And then my business is going to fly by 300%. In your case, if you meet 3 people, or you do showing these days, 1 a day or maybe 2 a day, they have social media that most of you have at least 300 people on your social media. Okay, so if they put something good, they say, "Today I saw a house, the real estate agent was amazing," and then he talks about you or she talks about you. You have an exposure to potentially 300 to 6,000 buyers on Facebook, perhaps Instagram, Twitter, and even TikTok. If you have a open house and you see 10 clients a day and you show the houses, if you have another thing that's at the back of your head, rather than just the objective of, "I want to try to sell this house," if you know that out of 10 showings you show, you maybe 9 will not buy, 1 will buy. But if you think about it, if I have 9 other people who I know not going to buy, but I don't know which one, I am going to try to leave a good impression on them, so that when they go back, they will say, "Hey, bro, that house I see are not suitable for me, but might be suitable for you." He tells his family or his friends or whoever, "This is a darn good property. It's just not suitable for me because of the location. It's not 2 kilometers or 1 kilometer from my son's school, but would you want to go and buy?" Okay, this is what I'm talking about. The 4 main approach on how to get a referral. So reason number one, which is a very critical reason, is people refer you because they like you. And that is called the likability factor. I can speak on this for 8 hours, but I only have 15 minutes for this. And people refer you because you are a likable character. Okay, now I'm going to do this litmus test with you. Of course, none of you will be able to refer me, respond to me. If I ask you, hey, 96 of you, do you have a reliable air-conditioned man to refer me, or a car mechanic, or any of those things? Okay, so will you refer me your air-conditioned man? So now you're thinking about the last experience that you had with your air-conditioned man. Okay, was he honest? Was he friendly? Did he try to snoop you? Did he try to say every tick of the pressure, $20? Every time you put the pressure, $20. Did he say, oh, air condition 坏了, 要换 or whatever? Same as a mechanic. Does he seem like he is a fair person? Okay, now because of that, you will decide, no, Christian, I am not going to refer you my mechanic or my air conditioned man because. So you're going to think about that person's character, then decide whether you're going to refer, right? So the impression that you left on them will decide whether you are referable or not. Reason number two, people refer you because your product is good. The second one, they refer you because it benefits their friend. Nothing to do with you. They may not even like you. Sometimes they refer doctors or gynaes that they don't even like, but because the guy has the product, so no choice. They need a certain craftsman or certain repair job for a car. This guy, I tell you, this guy very difficult one. But he does a good job. You haven't heard something like that, okay? Hopefully you are likable and you still do a good job and you have a good product. So the second one is they refer you because you have a good product. If you see Momentum Park or you see Hill on Holland, of course, you need to understand the USP. What is the USP? What's the selling point? It's not about your preference. It's about just knowing that this property will suit a certain profile type. Okay, so you need to know the USP. So when you ask for a referral, you will ask very categorically. I'm going to save that to the last part. I'm going to share with you how it's done. Reason number three, very good. Okay, people refer you because you ask them and they find you a risk-free to do so. Now, what do I mean by risk-free? Family member asks you for a recommendation, like he's single. And he's single because he's obnoxious. Okay, a cousin of yours. He's single because he's obnoxious. Then he said, hey, you got a few girlfriends on there. Hey, introduce me. I like that girl. And then you're like, no. Okay, it ain't gonna work out, and you're gonna mess things out, and my friend's gonna scold me. Hey, why you recommend me this type of guy? Okay, so it's a risk. Recommending you is a risk. Okay, so this referable thing is very huge in the insurance industry. You understand this? So when they come and prospect you, whether you buy or don't buy, they ask you for 5 names. You gone through that before, right? If the fella really gave you great value, great insights, great wisdom, you refer it to your best contacts because, yeah, Auntie Laimei John needs this. He needs to hear what you just said. You give him your most quality contact. But he's obnoxious and is irritating. You give him 5 of your worst enemies so that he can go and irritate them. Correct? You understand this thing? Okay. Reason number 4, people refer you because they remember you. So if I ask you to name a soft drink, you would say Coke. Correct. If I say name me a fast food, you would say McDonald's. I'm not hearing anybody speaking, I'm just pretending. And a watch brand would be, okay, let's say Rolex. Okay, majority will end up like that, except in Philippines. When I did that, I had a shock of my life because soft drinks, Coca-Cola. Fast food, that Jollibee. Okay, so and that doesn't mean they don't have another 20 or 30 other brands. No, there are, but these are the ones that somehow people go first. And it's the same for, now I'm going to ask you this question. If a family member or a friend ask one of your close friends or one of your acquaintances who know you and know so many other real estate agents, are you ranked top 3 in their mental Google search? Okay. Are you ranked top 3 in your mental Google search at all? If you are not the top 3 that they are referring to, then ask yourself the reason why. I'm sure all of you have been approached by insurance agents and they say, can you give me 5 names? And you don't know which 5 names to give. But if the insurance agent asks you very specifically, okay, like he says, do you know anyone whose child is about to go to the army? Because army is high risk and it's great to insure them. Wow, true, huh? Oh, my boy haven't buy insurance. You see, you suddenly found a need. Or you ask the question that, do you know anyone that just got married, expecting a child? Yeah. Immediately, my 6,000 database narrows down to 3 because I saw on Facebook this fellow say, oh, I went for a scan and my baby's 8 months, 1 more month due. You see that? It's so easy to get that specific referral if you know how to ask. Do you know someone who just retired and had a lot of CPF? Yeah, that all my 55-year-old old man with the white hair suddenly appear in my head. Okay, that is how easy it is. So if you ask categorically, you're going to get it. So now I'm going to ask you, do you know someone in your family that is working for a company that needs some sales motivation or mental resilience at this time, COVID time, where everything's so difficult? Do you need an entertaining speaker, a seminar where lots of award and it's just so boring just listening awards for 2 hours, and then after you want a break and then you want to have a 45-minute entertaining speaker? If I ask like that, it's so much easier psychologically for you to dive in and say, okay, this is the perfect fit, rather than asking you to do the homework and going through in your mind, wow, running through 6,000 people in your head. Now, if you are when you're in the field, and if you just throw 1 or 2 questions like, did you like this property? Yeah, but it's not really suitable for me. Okay, who do you think this is suitable for? Oh, this is a young couple. It's a bit small. A young couple with only 1 car, because the couple only allotted 1. We've got 3 cars. Oh, do you know anybody in this category that you think you can refer? The guy's going to like, oh, okay, I think I may have 1 or 2 people. You see, so you ask very categorically, very specific. It's much easier to get the referral. I think a lot of people don't have. They just give the name card and say, you know anyone who want to buy or sell house, you call me. Doesn't really work that effectively as if you are very, very specific. Okay. Do you know have anybody who is doing well because the crypto craze and they made a lot of money and then they have extra cash and they want to buy the second property? Oh, I got 3 people who just boast to me that they made. So that's how you ask, okay? And that's how you're going to get your referrals.